And we're back with a patch on Hades 2. So, Hades 2 is in early access, and they just released their first major patch, balancing various aspects of the gameplay. So, this video is going to be full of spoilers, both mechanical and some progression oriented world building stuff like that. So, if you're not interested in that, do not watch this video. If you are interested in that, keep watching. So, they have a little cheer icon for anything that's been specifically inspired by community feedback. I'm going to go through this as fast as I can. Sprint has been boosted to become innately faster. I'm also going to be putting my 2 cents in here. I like this and I hate this. Sprint is way too fast now, in my opinion. And the tarot card, the Arcana, is only 5% now. Yeah, it's a little bit. I think it swung the other way a little bit too hard. I would probably say a base that is increased, but the Arcana card can be something like 10% instead of 5%, so a slight adjustment on how fast the base speed is. It is significantly faster though, so it is what it is. You can now dash out of many attack recovery animations more reliably. I know a lot of people complained about this on the Steam forums. I remember going through and looking at some of the negative reviews. Hades 2 had something like a 97, 98% review ratio at the time I was looking. And dashing was one of the big complaints. The game felt slow. It felt clunky just for that one little thing where you felt like you pressed the button in time, but you didn't. I personally didn't have too many issues with this, but I can definitely say I felt it, I noticed it, I played around it. Since it's been changed, I've done a couple runs, and it is definitely way more responsive and feels a lot more like Hades 1 when you are trying to dash out of an attack. Yeah, so the next one is going to be super controversial for me. You can now gather any resource point once you have unlocked the corresponding gathering tool. While resources for tools you do not prioritize will appear far less often. So I agree that the game is grindy, and I'm going to be focusing on this a lot more in a second. I want to get through the whole post real quick here. It is interesting. You pick up like the pickaxe, you now see a lot more. Well, you see kind of the same amount of like mineral deposits, stone deposits, iron, limestone, and whatnot. But this massively affects the pets and some of the run progression that you could have otherwise had. So I'm going to come back to that. Altar of Ashes, Swift Runner now makes your dash immediate. You are now invulnerable for very slightly less time. So this is only the 5% now. Like I said, I think the innate speed needed to be not quite as much, and then this could be 10%, scaling 10, 15, 20 or so, instead of 5, 10, 15, or whatever it is now. It's easier to dash across chasms in Oceanus. Driftwood resources are more common. I think these are fine. Driftwood was kind of rare, and it only spawns in one. So either have it or you don't have it, and so you either missed out or you had it. Some different things here for UI. This is fine, whatever. I'm just going to make all the spoilers appear. Early encounters with Eris are less likely to occur, so Eris would curse you with an increasing 20% every like so many encounters or so, increasing damage bonus on enemies, which would be really painful if you were getting through certain areas for the first time, or even just could not get through an area. You were being held back, so to say, by just being kind of instantly gutted in a run. And now Book of Shadows easier to reveal. She now drops something of value. It's literally trash. It's like a candy wrapper. I don't know what it's really meant to be used for. It's just, too many resources in this game, in my opinion. That's just me. You can gift Echo, adjusted animal familiars. I'll cover that again. Hades flashback, there'll be a hint so that you know that you're actually in control when you're playing as Hades himself in the flashback. Some bug fixes, and then a little quote about Melinoe in the Orphic hymn. So I'm going to talk about, we're going to go over to the game itself here. No, maybe. Come on. This was working before when I tested it. Okay, let's just... There we go. Sorry about that. So this is my current... I think it's like 31 runs or so. I don't have a whole lot unlocked because I'm saving resources for specific things, and some things just don't interest me. But so I don't have the Rod of Fishing upgraded yet, but I have the Crescent Pick upgraded. I've got the Tablet of Peace upgraded, and the Silver Spade upgraded as well. So these are upgrades. I only have this pet right now. I can get the other pet in a hot minute here. So these tools right here in the release of the game, and I really liked this, had very specifically targeted farm. So you'd equip this for minerals, this for psyche. You'd save spirits by doing a little Dance Dance Revolution type action set. This for digging up seeds, and this for fishing, which allows you to trade fish for bones. This targeted farm system was tied in with pets. And so if I can figure out what button I need to press here for... you have an absolute ton of resources in this game. And as there's rubbish. Here's your greeneries, just a ton of them. Here's your different gifts that you can give. So this is used for pets and stuff. Different fish I've caught. I don't fish very often. And different things there. So you have silver, you have limestone, you have glass rock, you have marble, you have bronze, you have iron. These are what you're mining with the pick. There's 6 of them. I presume there's going to be 8 of them eventually. This is just so many resources. It just is so many resources. Then you got the boss drops, which are cinder, pearl, tears, zodiac sand, wool, and it must be in here, greenery, for whatever reason. Golden apple is from Rift of Thessaly. So you have yet again 6 boss drops as well. Then you have nightmares, which are like Titan's Blood. They're used to upgrade aspects. And Moon Dust is used to upgrade your tarot cards. And Ashes are used to unlock your tarot cards and various things. And Psyche is used to upgrade your Grasp, so you can equip more tarot cards. So we've got so many resources going on. Then you've got Bones, which is a trade-in resource. You've got Fate Fabric, which is used for some different things. And Arachne can give it to you randomly. And then you've got Fishing, which just trades in for bones. You've got these different gifts that you either have to craft or spend different things for. You've got all these different things. So you've got things like Molly and Myrtle and Shade Rot and different things. And some of these are grown. 6 of them are grown. The rest of them are picked. This is grown. Big spoiler there. And this is a boss item. But so you see how many different things we've got. We've got seeds that then grow into Nightshade. We've got this random mystery seed that can then grow into random different things. You got the lotus from the second area. Just too many items. Too many items. It's just a lot of stuff. But then let's go down to Phrenos here. I don't have the cat unlocked. I just haven't gotten around to it. Phrenos is the frog. You can give him a treat and he joins you. He gives you 10 max health. You can upgrade this later. He gives you tool support, which originally allowed you a single use of the tableau piece. So you could equip, and I was doing this pretty regularly, the pick, and then you could pick Phrenos, and you'd get one thing of the tablet apiece, and then you'd get the pickaxe. This change to resource farming has made it, in my opinion, less targeted, even though this prioritizes stuff. It feels like it doesn't quite solve the problem, and it feels like it kind of butchered the original design. And that, it makes me sad and it makes me angry, because now if you equip, say, Phrenos, and you go through a run, you might only find one or even two spirits to use his thing on. His thing is now infinite use instead of whatever. And he does make them more likely, but it's only a little more likely. You're going to get way more from the tablet apiece. Whereas in before, you were getting 100% from one resource or one type of resource, like the pick or the shovel, and equipping the pet, and the cat gives the fishing rod effectively. But this is just, I just wanted to talk about this. There's some really weird progression in this game. It's my biggest complaint so far. I have about 30 hours in this game. I'm playing it a lot at night over other games. And I really liked the original design of these tools. It really meant that I was focusing on something in my run. And I get that a lot of people were feeling that it was grindy and that it felt like the prioritization of the original design was maybe not great. However, I don't think this solution has actually solved a whole lot. I think it's rounded a single edge on a multi-pointed Hydra here. This game has a lot of content, and a lot of that is very slow to be accessed. There's not a lot of hints to access certain things. Or, for example, and again, I'm going to say that everything has been very spoiler heavy here. For example, this stone here, you have to give a gift to Chaos. But it doesn't just unlock that stone, it also unlocks an incantation that allows you to, wherever it is, grants you the ability to get, there it is, these morsels, because you need Stardust to make the morsels, and you get Stardust from doing trials. However, incantations, and this is going to be a continued rant here, these incantations are instant. Well, mostly instant. They have a little animation and dialogue, and that's it. But if I go in here, I'm just going to do this for the sake of doing it. I now have to do 8 encounters, or 8 rooms, whichever. And I can no longer do incantations. I'm locked out of the pot. And there's a lot of this lockout that I find personally extremely frustrating to progression. If we come over here, you'll see I have exactly 1 on an order of 80 locations. I have done a run up to the surface and a run down to the belly of the beast, so to say, and I just got unlucky and I had 1 timer left. So I could go through a run, do a room or 2, and then intentionally fail to get this. That feels bad, and I'm not one to usually complain about specifically feel bad mechanics, but this is a feel bad mechanic all over. And it's not just used in one place. It's used here, it's used there, and then it's used on these seeds as well. So if you're struggling with the game, if you're going through the motions, this is a double down on feel bad. This can be seen in other games where you lose resources when you die, such as Bloodborne or the original release of Salt and Sacrifice, where every time you die, you're refreshing your potions with your herbs. And I don't have any seeds here. And so the more you die, the more you lose, the harder you lose. So if I'm losing a battle, obviously 8 time is not really much. Just the first zone will probably take that off on a regular basis. But this was an 80 timer. To miss it by 1 sucks. And so now I have to wait either an entire run or beef the run. And you've got 3 different locations. I don't have anything to plant here, but the plants are like 14. Some of them are like 30. A full run to hell, the House of Hades, is probably about 40, but could be more or less, especially due to how the structure of World 3 and World 4 tend to appear. And I think that this and a lot of these should have kind of an offset. Even if it's hidden from the player at this point, I don't really care. So, for example, if I beat Chronos twice, this should just unlock at this point. Like, that's my opinion. And so there could be something hidden or an information button showing that, yeah, this timer is 8, but if you beat Hecate, it just opens, whether you did 8 or not. This timer over here could be 40, and if you beat Hecate 4 times, or if you beat all 4 bosses all the way down to Chronos, it just opens. And that's just one of the many issues I personally have with kind of the progression of the game. It's common to say, oh, I don't have enough seeds, but notice I don't have enough seeds even after the change. I don't have any seeds even after the patch. And I've played multiple runs after the patch. So I am planting them, I am gaining them, but I'm not really gaining them. So this change hasn't really, in my opinion, drastically changed much. It's meant to be a feel-good patch. It's a psychological change more so than it is an effective change, in my opinion. So I would say, personally, use the pets better. The original design of the pets, I think, was really cool. Giving them a little bit earlier, allowing you to upgrade. You can upgrade the pets. I don't even have the access to upgrade the pets. I don't remember how to do that yet. I've looked it up before. I think you just feed them more of the stuff that you normally feed them. But you upgrade their stuff individually. So if you want more max life, you upgrade that individually from the tool support. You upgrade the tool support separately from his combat effectiveness. So right now he just absorbs range shots. Then he upgrades and he can actually jump on enemies and deal a small amount of damage. It's like 10 damage. It's not much. But he's just kind of in the fight a little bit and kind of absorbing shots and dealing some mild damage. The cat, on the other hand, every time you dash through the cat will attack a random enemy for like 20 damage or something. And then as you upgrade the cat, you get more Death Defiance. It's like the Lucky Tooth. You get more health from a Death Defiance. So with the cat, you get a Death Defiance. With the Lucky Tooth, you get Lucky Tooth. You get a Death Defiance. And then with your tarot cards, you can get up to 3 Death Defiances. So you can really hold 5 Death Defiances. So the cat allows you to do quite a bit. Anyways, point of the matter is, I think that this could have been done differently. Give faster progression on specific pieces of the game. For example, this rank up mechanic. Let's go over here. You unlock the weapons and then you can rank them up. But let's look at this. Tablet apiece gives 20% extra. 20% is a chunky value, but it doesn't feel great. It feels like, why am I upgrading this? I would argue that maybe these could be even removed. There's a lot of stuff going on already. There's a lot of resources. There are a lot of upgrades. Either remove these or make them better. So like, this is 20%. This is actually 33% because you normally get 3 from outcroppings and this goes to 4. Why is this not 33%? Why is this not 40%? I don't know. I get that they wanted to do different things. For example, they wanted to have, it allows you to access like rarer fish, basically. And this allows you to get like a burrito or fries or something and some other stuff randomly from digging. You can get resources for a run or whatnot, gold, things like that, as far as I'm aware. I think I've gotten that just a handful of times, is like food and stuff. So that's my opinion of this patch. I think overall the patch has been great. I think it solves some problems, especially with the dashing and the sprinting. Feels great. I just think it was overdone. I think it was overbaked. And I really liked the original system with the pets and the tools as kind of augmentary towards each other. And now it's a little bit less augmentation and more of you're just going to get a little bit of everything and instead, versus a slightly more targeted double farm that you originally had. Understand that they reduce the appearance of all of the stuff in the world. So it's really it's really a psychological thing of not being able to, fish because you don't have the fishing rod equipped. So you might get 3 or 4 fishing spots originally and just not be able to fish. And I get that players didn't like that. This is just my personal opinion. I didn't really have a problem with not being able to fish when I saw the fishing hole. But now you just don't see them. Yeah, you can fish anytime you want, but you might only see one. I don't think I saw any in my last 2 runs down to the House of Hades. So the rarity of these items are now gone. I mean, they just don't exist in your runs unless you're equipping this. So it achieves a similar effect. It just, a lot of it's psychological, and I just don't really care for that change, because I think it could have been done better with using the pets, the familiars, in a different way. So that's enough from me. I'm going to be updating some stuff on the YouTube channel itself to kind of show games I'm going to be doing news for. Since I've been doing news for Hades and some news for Halls of Torment and Secrets of Grandia, I'll show what games I'll be willing to do news for in the near future, and just kind of show games that I'm currently tracking. And that way you know what I'm going to be covering. So future patches for Hades, yeah, I'll cover them. Maybe I'll do a run or two, but it's not going to be, only Hades or only Secrets of Grandia or whatever, but it might be a handful of specific games. So that you know what I'm going to be covering on a given basis. And I'll try to be a little bit more expedient when these patches come out. This patch came out on Thursday, and it is currently Saturday. So I'll do what I can to be more expedient. But I also want to be able to play the patches really quick before I really comment on them. I wasn't able to do that on some of the more recent videos I did last week. So anyways. But if you like this content, if you like to know what's happening in Hades, what's happening in Halls of Torment, and what's happening in Secrets of Grandia until those games are fully stabilized in their patchings, I'll be covering them. So like and subscribe for that kind of content. And I'm also going to continue doing Diablo 2 modding for the probably foreseeable future. So if you like that content as well, stay tuned. And I will continue pushing stuff out as fast as I can. Life gets in the way, and this channel is a hobby. So thanks for watching, and enjoy your gaming sessions and your day. Bye.